We can legitimately call it Decision Day here at the Concacaf Women's Championship in Frisco, Texas. Later, the USA and Canada will compete for the title itself. But first, a contest to decide third place. And more importantly, a game that will send one of its participants to the Women's World Cup for the very first time. Will it be Panama, or will the prize go to Jamaica? A look at the Panamanian team there. And they've gone back to the side that defeated Mexico in the group stage. Derek Ray here in the commentary position. It's cold and it's wet in Texas. Danielle Slayton, former US international, is with me for commentary as we look at the officials, headed up by the Canadian Carol Ann Chenard. Danielle, Jamaica, maybe the favourites. As far as many are concerned, they have surprised in this competition, as have Panama.
Well, Jamaica is a team that is certainly athletic, and they've been more organized than I expected. I think Hugh Menzies has done a very good job of organizing his 11 as we take a look at the starting lineup. Led in goal by Sydney Schneider. I feel like this has been a tournament that has been defined by young, solid goalkeeping, one of whom is Sydney Schneider. Keep an eye on number 11, Khadija Shaw. Hugh Menzies says she does things that you cannot teach. She will be the target, and she is the one that Jamaica relies on in terms of effectiveness in front of the goal.
They lost 6-0 against the United States in the semi-final. Jaden Matthews dropping out was a start for Giselle Washington, the 17-year-old. The winners guaranteed to go to the big party. The losers will be parachuted into a two-legged playoff with the third best team in South America, namely Argentina, next month. There is a lot on the line, and it's going to be fascinating to follow the ebb and the flow. A look at the two benches for Panama and Jamaica. Sheila Diaz wearing number 16 for Panama, only 13, and youth is certainly having its say for both countries here at the Concacaf Women's Championship. Janet Bailey has been fabulous. The 17-year-old, maybe the out-and-out star of this tournament, Danielle.
She's been stellar, and keep in mind, she has been a goalkeeper for only 1 year, a converted midfielder by Victor Suarez, and she is having a dominant, stellar performance in this CONCACAF Championship.
How about Khadija Shaw, the lead striker for Jamaica? And they'll be depending on her once again here in the rain. So almost ready for the off. Chenyalu Asher, one of the creative figures in midfield for Jamaica. Victor Suarez, El Profesor, born in Argentina, the coach of Panama, will try to outwit Hugh Menzies. So any second now, Carol Ann Chenard from Canada will sound this third place playoff into action. Jamaica and Panama hoping to make history, to break new ground. A place in the Elite 24 come June 2019 beckons. Jamaica will look to dominate on the possession front. Early touch for Denisha Blackwood, who likes to do damage on the left-hand side. Lauren Silver occupying the fullback position. Grew up in Miami, Florida, and that's really been the story of this Jamaican squad. US connections wherever you look. It's fed in for Panama by Kenia Rangel, and an early touch for Sydney Schneider. And we mentioned Janet Bailey at the other end, but Schneider, the 19-year-old, born and raised in South Brunswick, New Jersey, has been wonderful as well.
I'm excited today, Derek. I mean, anytime that somebody gets to go to the World Cup, it is a huge day, and a debutante is going to punch her ticket. Neither of these teams ever having been in the World Cup, and I would also say that two improbable runs, really, throughout the CONCACAF tournament. I don't think you or I probably would have expected these two teams.
Shaw trying to be positive. When we analysed the field before a ball was kicked in anger, I think we had Jamaica and Panama getting this far. Talia Mills with that short pass to Marta Cox. And Mills against Konya Plummer, who's the defensive anchor for Jamaica, the Reggae Girls, as they're affectionately known. It was 20 years ago that the Reggae Boys, the Jamaican men's team, qualified for the World Cup in France. First and only time, away by Silva, not decisively. Nothing there for Lauri Batista. It was tempting from the Jamaican point of view to go direct, to play it up there to Khadija Bunny Shaw, as she's known to her teammates.
And I would expect, as you mentioned, Jamaica to have a little bit more possession than we saw in their previous game against the United States or even against Canada in their opening match. But I do expect Jamaica to look fairly directly. They will play it wide when they can, but they do want to use that speed and that athleticism that I really would put in favor of Jamaica over Panama.
Really intriguing confrontation. It's great to have you with us wherever you're watching. Here on FS2, the USA and Canada later for the title. They have already qualified, those two countries, for the Women's World Cup. Jodie Brown, she's made waves at the age of 16. Youngest member of this Jamaican squad. Hat-trick in the demolition job against Cuba. Well, Cuba, everybody can seem to beat up on them. Is there a way through for Asher, putting it back, Shaw. Outstanding goalkeeping from Bailey. Well, we say it again. Getting in the way of that attempt by Bunny Shaw.
Well, Jamaica needs to continue to find a way to use the width, but they've got to be more clinical and efficient and effective in front of the goal. We've seen Yeneth Bailey do this consistently throughout Concacaf, and look at how quickly she reacts and gets that left arm down. Very brave and very just a young confidence in that back line.
The 25th save made by Yeneth Bailey here at the Concacaf Women's Championship. Distribution. Blackwood cutting in. All hands on deck for Panama. Rangel was back there in support of Catherine Castillo. Given away Silva. There was 5 minutes on the clock. Panama versus Jamaica. One team with an automatic place at the Women's World Cup next year on the strength of what happens today. And together is Sydney Schneider, who attends UNC Wilmington. Qualifies for Jamaica through her grandparents, her mother born in Jamaica as well. Panama were ranked number 141 in the world when the last Women's World Cup was held in Canada in 2015. What a rise it has been in a short space of time.
Yeah, and part of the reason for that low ranking is the fact that they just don't consistently get games. They don't get the reps that they need to at the international level, and because they've been playing a little bit more, you see them rising up to 66th. But the only other games they've played in 2018 outside of this tournament have been the preliminary qualifying games in Central America. So I think that's a big area of growth for not only Panama, Jamaica as well, and all these teams, these younger minnow teams, if you will, across CONCACAF. They need to get more experience, more resources, more time on the pitch.
Beautiful football weather, Hugh Menzies said. Arrival here today. An interesting chat with him yesterday, Danielle.
Yeah, I mean, I think he said this team is confident. He said there's a mixture of nerves and excitement, knowing that this is the biggest game that these women have ever played in the history of Jamaican women's football. But he also said earlier before the game that they have broad shoulders. They know that it's bigger than football, and they're looking forward to the challenge.
Blackwood. Be a key battle, that one. Blackwood against Castillo, and it opens up this time for Jamaica, and off the frame of the goal, and Bailey keeps it out somehow. Well, Washington for Jamaica thought she was going to score, but Bailey had her own views on that subject.
Well, Yeneth Bailey continues to impress, and we can't talk about her enough. Not only does she have that initial save, but she has the presence of mind to get up quickly. You see this diving save, full extension to her right, and then back up. I thought it was certainly going to be in the net. That is a woman who is just playing out of her mind right now, and you've got to give credit where credit is due. There are goalkeeping coaches who are trying to get contact with her because she has just been stellar throughout this tournament. She has a real bright future.
She's been richly praised, and with good reason. Save after save after save. I remember she denied Charlene Corral of Mexico on the penalty spot in that key group stage match. Most people had Mexico being at worst in this game, but it just didn't happen for the Mexicans.
And Yeneth Bailey has just kept Panama in this tournament. She really has propelled them at every stage of the tournament, not only in group play, but even here today. She seems to really put this team on her shoulders and be willing to keep the ball out of the back of the net.
Oh dear, this is not what the Panamanians wanted to see. Another look at this. Washington and Bailey throwing herself at it.
Well, just a great reaction save, and then look at how quickly she gets up here. I thought this was certainly headed across the goal line, and at the final moment, she's able to keep it from crossing the line. What a great look at that right there.
Well, we didn't need VAR. Not quite sure at the moment whether or not we'll have VAR in place for the Women's World Cup in France next year. An awful shake of the head there from Bailey. Doesn't look good, does it?
Doesn't look good at all. But let me tell you, when you're in games like this, when you're on the field in meaningful moments, big players do whatever they can to try to find a way to stay on the pitch.
Well, who's it going to be? Panama or Jamaica? Just trying to run off the injury here, Bailey. Reserve goalkeeper is Farisa Cordoba.
Yeneth Bailey did rest in the previous game against Canada, but Victor Suarez said it was her shoulder keeping her out. Certainly didn't look to be examining her shoulder here. It looked like a lower leg thing that the trainers were examining.
She remains out there. Dominique Bond-Flasher. The throw for Jamaica. Touch based with PSV. Shaw had drifted wide. Shaw has chiseled a corner out of it. Hilary Jaén had moved over there, the 16-year-old central defender for Panama.
Look for Konya Plummer and Khadija Shaw to be targets on this corner kick. Height advantage for Jamaica.
There's committed goalkeeping from Bailey. Their fists to the ball. Put in there. And Bailey says that's mine.
Bailey just very brave and confident off of her line, and Panama, more than any team that I can recall in quite some time, is a team that just has the ability to believe and weather the storm without losing faith that they can continue to get their chance and make the most of a moment. I think back to the Mexico game, the game that they needed in order to move out of group play into the semifinals, setting themselves up here at a chance at a World Cup berth, and it has that same feeling as it just now.
Alicia Blackwood, University of West Florida. Argonauts. Just kept in by Jaén. Twisting and turning. Marta Cox. Washington Might only be 17, but shows plenty of composure out there on the ball. The last few months, we've seen confidence levels go through the roof for both Jamaica and Panama. National team programs at various times of recent years disbanded. Weren't on the women's football map at all. Here they are with a chance of representing Concacaf in France next year. Even the losers of this game might have a decent chance of overcoming Argentina over 2 matches. Playoff to come next month. Rama in the middle of the Jamaican defence. Panama keep it moving. Rangel, speculative effort. Don't worry Sydney Schneider at all, however. 0-0 here.
I've talked about the direct play of Jamaica. I mean, here we get a little glimpse of the possession and the technical ability of Panama. I expect them to try to keep the ball, try to possess it, pick and choose those moments to combine and look to try to pull apart the defense of Jamaica. You're not going to beat Jamaica with speed. You're not going to run in behind them consistently in a flat-out race. So how can they make the ball work to create those passing channels and finally create those opportunities in the final third?
Joy for Marta Cox. Sweatman in the sitting position for Jamaica. He's played this past season in the Netherlands for Peck Smollett. They're up in Herndon, Virginia. Jody Brown. Looking to see where Shaw is, and there's the answer! Bunny Shaw dispatches it! And a big smile on her face. Bailey beaten. Jamaica strike first. Well, time will tell. Could that be the goal that takes the Reggae Girls to France?
A key for Jamaica is going to be to continue to use this width well onside here, and then watch 11, Bunny Shaw, just completely unmarked in the box. It is hard to beat Yannick Bailey, but that is how you do it. You find the space you need. Very simple finish by Khadijah Shaw. Well executed play. Great service by Jody Brown. She picks her head up, picks the exact right runner in Shaw. That is well executed by Jamaica.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Khadijah Shaw.
Scored in the
Tennessee Lady Volunteer.
Khadijah Shaw.
She's so difficult to stop. It really was the perfect ball fed over by Jody Brown, who was a bit of a doubt because of food poisoning. He's been under the weather the last 24 hours. Well, how can Panama respond to that? They've won a corner here. Comes off Washington.
Jamaica has been suspect at moments on their clearances in and around the box, so perhaps an opportunity for Panama, not necessarily on that first ball, but on that second or third ball even.
Rangel. It is dealt with, but now it comes out, just what you were talking about, Danielle. Out to Lauri Batista, and they'll do it again this time from the left-hand side. 2-year-old midfield player, Batista. Panama chasing this game. Camara Pinzon, one of the players up from the back for the set piece. Mills. Drop for Pinzon and Jaén. Just about side by side, the central defenders. Become auxiliary attackers. The aftermath of the two corners, and it's wasted here. Shepherding the ball out of play. Silva. Shaw's goal. Emphatic stuff in the Texas rain from Jamaica.
We'll take a look at the transition play here. Jody Brown does well to stay on side, and this is just simple, basic tactics in terms of getting it out wide, picking your head up, and finding quality service in the box. Khadijah Shaw, you give her that chance 10 times, at least 9 or 10, she's going to finish that from that distance.
Very much Khadijah Shaw territory. Now Mills couldn't outpace Konya Plummer. Natalia Mills very active on the pitch for Victor Suarez.
She's somebody I think that Panama's going to need to target. She's got some height, but she's also tall, got a long stride on her, and somebody who really can help stretch the defense vertically. So play along that back line and really provide some depth and some space that Panama can play in the midfield.
Jamaica ranked 64th in the world. Number 119 a year ago. Things happening in a hurry for the Reggae girls, and they have the lead here. Promising enough for Raquel. Now Shaw. Like the pass that Anisha Shaw had in mind, but a second bite at it, and Asher at Denisha Blackwood. Quintero, the central midfield players for Panama. Handed by Asher. Position goes against Mills. One of the shoulders from Natalia Mills.
She's just a bit off there, but I like that idea and I like that positioning by Natalia Mills. I think you've got to be able to not only stretch and put pressure on the back line of Jamaica, but she can also put pressure on them when they do have the ball. Jamaica is a team that can turn the ball over from time to time while trying to play out of the back. So there's moments that Panama can take advantage of, excuse me.
Jamaica, who sailed through the 2 rounds of Caribbean zone qualifying, scoring the opposition 41-4. They were thrashed by the USA in the semi-final stage. It was maybe to be expected. They did run Canada fairly close. We covered that first game, restricted it to 2-0. And it's funny, at the time, a lot of people criticised Canada, but maybe it was down to aptitude on the part of the Reggae girls.
It was good organization defensively by Jamaica in that first game against Canada. I did think their speed of play was quite slow, and they weren't able to break down that organization. But look, Jamaica is a team that took confidence from that game and has built and continued to progress and gain confidence throughout the course of this tournament. And that's what you have to do when you're trying to win a tournament or find success in a tournament. You have to get better and progress.
Soggy day here in Texas. Mills. To switch it to this near side to Raquel. It's going to be meat and drink to Schneider. Scored in the 3-0 win over Trinidad and Tobago, Kenya Rangel. Schneider. She wasn't sure about committing to Jamaica, but she's quite happy that in the end she did. Menzies surveying the scene. So much work has been done on the training front, on the nutrition front.
He's given a lot of praise to the fitness coach that they have in Jamaica. He says that this team is fit and they're organized. They came to this tournament to play 5 games, and they are on track to do so. They've looked very solid from a physical fitness standpoint.
There's Jody Brown again, and Shaw was lurking again. The clearance by Caen. It's a pretty fruitful avenue of attack. Using Jody Brown on the right in that manner. Silva. Well-travelled Lauren Silva. She's played in France with Metz and in Scotland with Glasgow City. Tidying up Alison Swaby, originally from West Hartford, Connecticut, to college at BC, Boston College, the Eagles. Panama trailing 1-0. Look as though there was any foul play inside the area. Plummer comes away with the ball. He's too strong with the pass, which was intended for Jody Brown. Riley went down. Carla Riley for Panama. Approaching the midway point of the first half. Just about 50-50 in terms of possession. Deftly done by Marta Cox. Talia Mills waiting. Doing the defending was Dominic Flasher.
If Panama is to get back into this game and look to equalize, they're going to need to do more of this. Look to possess in tight spaces and then get their head up and look to spring on the weak side. Jamaica's a team that has been pretty organized, but they shift and get a lot of good numbers around the ball. Once those numbers are sucked in, how can you find the space that's on the other side of the field and exploit it?
Castillo managed to hook the ball away. Asher there with Rangel. Rangel. Riley was to her right. Was Sweatman. That's what she does. Breaks up attacks. Jernigan was Washington too for Jamaica. Now with Brown. Jody Brown. Pizon had moved over to the left. The Jamaican ball. Work has gone in as far as the domestic game in Panama is concerned in the last year or so. The Women's League and Under-23 League. Now, Jamaica looking for a second goal, and no surprise that Shaw should be in the thick of the action. Sweatman. Batista just in front of the defence. Now Mills making that run through the centre. Swaby. Plenty of cover there. Mills didn't really have too many options. Handball quite clearly in full view of the referee, and the culprit was Carla Riley.
I think it's going to be important for Carla Riley to really play underneath Natalia Mills. Look for them to combine. I don't think that you're going to be able to break down Jamaica on your own. So how can they use the technique that they've got, use the combination play, and get those forwards to play together so they've got numbers and support around the ball?
Listen, Swaby, Sister Chantel, is amongst the substitutes for Jamaica. Until this year, Panama had only ever recorded one match win in this championship. It's against Trinidad and Tobago in Pasadena, October 2002. Jamaica trying to be the first Caribbean side to make it to the big stage in the women's game. On course to do so at present. Here is Sweatman. Washington tempted to cushion it. It's with Mills. Marta Cox. Well read by Konya Plummer. Shaw. Dishing it off to Washington. And that's an inventive ball offside. The flag goes up against Brown. Well, she thought she was in the clear.
That one looked close to me, and that flat back four of Panama hasn't always been so flat. So some opportunities perhaps for Jody Brown or Khadija Shaw to continue to sneak in behind.
Silva just managed to get boot on ball. And here's Blackwood. Can excel from this sort of position. Khadija Blackwood. Castillo. Playing that little joust. Just couldn't get around Bond Flasher. Dominic Bond Flasher. Grew up in Laguna Niguel, California. Sweatman. Shaw. Be effective with her back to goal. Brown. Full use of the ball here from Jamaica.
And a good spell of possession by Jamaica. I think this is important for them, not only to help them keep the ball, but keep in mind that Panama hasn't maybe been able to rest the same amount of players. Victor Suarez stuck with his starting lineup through most of group play because they had to fight just to get out of the group. So if Jamaica can make Panama chase over the course of 90 minutes, we might see the effects and the fatigue play into the 70th, 75th, 80th minute that Jamaica can then capitalize on.
That might well be part of the thinking. Shaw. Asher. No foul play. It's taken away by Quintero for Panama. Only trying to use Rangel. Has gone over there. Difficult player to get past. Mills. It's like those little threaded passes, Natalia Mills. Sometimes they come off, sometimes not. Quintero. Referee thought that was an illegal challenge put in by Asher. Asher. They get on with it here, Panama, and Schneider had to look lively. Getting her gloves to it. The long-range effort coming in. Just making sure the Jamaicans were concentrating to the full. It was Batista.
These opportunities that Panama's going to have to take advantage of. Set pieces can play a huge role, and you see Sydney Schneider not holding on to it. Perhaps the rain having a bit of an effect there.
Mills with the corner for Panama. Rangel going around the outside. Splendid ball. And Schneider is there to gather the header. Well, they're knocking on the door now. Panama using Batista to good effect.
And keep an eye on Batista, how she backs up her run to stay onside. Doesn't get the power she needs from 10 yards out. But that's a good movement, good vision, and good service into the box by Panama.
Just giving the reggae girls something to contemplate. Brown. Sweatman. See if they can take confidence. Creation of the last couple of opportunities. Panama. Riley didn't get hold of it at all. The opening goal in the 2-0 win over Mexico. Shockwaves throughout this tournament. Shaw. Castillo. Rangel. Batista was the players available. Jamaica were due to train indoors the other day, but decided to move that session outdoors because of the weather. They wanted to make sure the players would be fully acclimatized. As Hugh Menzies was saying, the majority are US-based.
And I don't think that the rain has played too much of a factor in this game. I think both of these teams seem to be playing with a patience and a confidence. I mean, keep in mind that this is the biggest game that either of these two teams have played in their history. They know what is on the line, and I'm curious to see, could they handle that pressure right now in the first 30 minutes? It seems like both teams have done well to manage it.
Blackwood, the errant challenge, going in here on Rangel.
And Rangel has had a lot of good touches for Panama. We see her getting fouled right there, but she needs to be somebody who continues to get on the ball. She's had some quality service into Mills up top. I like how she's combining throughout the midfield.
Nothing wrong with the idea. Sure. Looks like to get into advanced positions. Just talking beforehand, Danielle, with regard to Jamaica, you can actually tell it's going to be a more attack-minded approach. Looking at the midfield players, we'll come back to it as Asher continues her run. And the whistle comes to the aid of Asher and Jamaica.
Well, Chinyelu Asher, she really is that engine in midfield for Jamaica. She plays for the Washington Spirit Reserves. And when she was in with that first NWSL team, they tried her at outside back. I talked to Bryce Scurry, one of her coaches and a former teammate of mine. She says that position, that attacking center mid position, really does seem to suit Chinyelu Asher the best. She's added depth into midfield and has that attacking presence for Jamaica that seems to be critical.
Sweatman hovering over the free kick for the Reggae Girls. Plenty of options inside the area, and Shaw is the player you usually look at. Scorer of the only goal so far.
Well, Khadija Shaw just hovering around the top of the 18, and this isn't a complicated run. It's very simple. Panama needs to do better to put a body on her early. Try to disrupt that run.
Shaw in position, beaten down by Bailey. And it comes to Brown. Bailey put to work. Stinging effort from Khadija Shaw. Here's Asher. Maneuver her way into position. Any scope now for Panama to counter-attack. Plummer with the minimum of fuss. Swaby beside her, and it's with Sweatman. Looking for Brown. Pursue it, through with Yenit Bailey. Injury scare earlier for Bailey, but seems to be fine now. Sweatman.
That's the width that Jamaica needs to continue to use. That's where their goal came from. I think more success can come from playing it out wide and then sending those numbers in and around Khadija Shaw in the box.
Jody Brown it was who set the table for Shaw to net the only goal today. Silva sees the decision go her way. Rangel wasn't entirely sure about it. Carol Ann Chenard from Canada is the match referee. Both teams want to finish third, but the overriding thing is that World Cup place, an automatic World Cup berth. That goes to the winners of this game. Their first appearance at the World Cup for one country or other. Sweatman. Shaw with the jump. Just couldn't properly get her head to it. Now Mills for Panama. Breaking play up was Blackwood. Flasher. Brown goes after it. Menzies speaking before this tournament about Jody Brown. Her natural ability. Can't teach what she has on the pitch, he said. Less than 10 minutes to go in the first half. Silva. Shaw was in there. Bailey flaps at it, but then grabs hold of it. Actually problematic for Pinzon just prior to that. Washington moving the ball on its way. Swaby. This one she would like to have back, but it is kept in play by Dominic Bond-Flasher. Plummer. Alison Swaby again. Has been playing her football in Iceland. And they're very proud of her and her sister, William Hall High School in West Hartford, Connecticut. Now, Rangel. It's Riley together with Flasher.
Here's the foul on Bonfassa.
Riley pleading her case. Have you seen enough from Panama in this game so far, Danielle, to suggest that they can bounce back?
I have, and I say that because I think that they've been organized, and I say that because they're a team to me that has this naive confidence and this belief that if they stay in it, then they may have a chance indeed. I think that getting to this point builds the confidence you need, and I've liked how they possessed the ball at times in the middle part of the third, or the middle third of the field, knowing that they can then send numbers forward, commit numbers to attack.
Incessant rain in Frisco, Texas. Yannick Bailey, the 17-year-old goalkeeping sensation, beaten earlier by Khadijah Shaw. Bonnie Shaw, as she's known, for Jamaica. The goal that could send the Jamaicans to the Women's World Cup for the first time. Sweatman, Shaw in there again, and nearly reaching it was Alison Swaby. Close run thing.
Khadijah Shaw, always a target in the box. You can see she draws two defenders around her, gets ahead to it still, and that's part of why you see the on-running Swaby entirely unmarked at the far post.
Moving towards the touchline was Tanisha Blackwood. Lauren Silva. Seems it was her sister Brittany who encouraged her to play soccer. She's happy she did many years ago. It's gone over the touchline. Dominic Bond-Flasher. And back in play by Maria Murillo.
And if I'm Hugh Menzies, I'm pretty confident about the way that my team has shown up and played in this first half. I think this is the best string of possession I've seen out of Jamaica in this whole tournament. And then they use their athleticism. They use what they do well, which is finding Khadijah Shaw and putting it in the back of the net.
Good pass it was from Marta Cox. Kenya Rangel taking on Silva. Credit to Lauren Silva. Not sure nothing untoward happened. And wayward from Rangel.
And Rangel doing well on both sides of the ball. I've liked her defensively. I think she's finding space along this right flank. And look at that confidence. These young players from Panama willing to go 1v1, willing to try to put the team on their shoulders, take a shot, even from a poor angle.
Mills. Look at this Jamaican squad as a whole. Two played collegiately in the United States. The two who haven't, not yet college eligible, so still time for that situation to change. Brown. It has been a joy to watch her progress throughout this tournament. Shaw taking on the role of playmaker. Defeated to Asher. Silva. Just getting in the way was Rangel. They've been seeing plenty of each other, those two. Lauren Silva and Kenny Rangel. Washington. Blackwood for Jamaica. The legs of Quintero. Asher's pass. They were going up just as that was developing. And Silva had taken up the left wing position. She has to trot back now. It's going to be a free kick to Panama. The offender, Konya Plummer.
We haven't had a chance to talk about Konya Plummer, but she's had a quiet but confident tournament. As I say that, she turns the ball over.
Never fails, does it?
But she's somebody who has a great story. Came to the United States and is playing at University of Central Florida for Tiffany Roberts Saheda, former U.S. international. Grew up in rural Jamaica. Her nickname was Country. And so rural, in fact, didn't have running water at her house. Had to hike down to the river for bathing and drinking water. And is a player who really gained confidence.
Brown and Bailey had to watch it. And the concession of a corner. Quick fire stuff from Jamaica. Going to that Jodie Brown well on the right.
Well, Jodie Brown having some success up this right flank. I think she's going to be someone who the ball needs to continue to get out to in the second half. I'd like to see her get all the way to the end line, really engage Annette Bailey, engage the backs, get them facing the goal, and have Khadijah Shaw run onto it like they did in the goal that was scored.
So the left-footed Blackwood, position to deliver. Asher Washington up inside the 6-yard box. Sweatman, that late run, it's bounced off Giselle Washington. When they hit on the break, Panama, well, not on this occasion. Plummer for Silva. Slight problem here. Alison Swaby. The referee asked the question about a contact lens.
Take a look back to the corner kick opportunity. Panama been fairly well organized defensively on those corner kicks, but both teams, I think, marking in the box is an issue in an area where both teams can continue to improve and get better at.
Still off the pitch, Alison Swaby. So Sydney Schneider, the goalkeeper, while warming up, have a bit of eye trouble as well. I'm sure that was contact lens related.
I don't wear contacts. I don't know how big of a deal it is, but I imagine it's important to see if you're a defender and a goalkeeper.
Well, someone who does wear contact lenses, Danielle, I can confirm, yes. Really crucial, especially in rainy conditions such as we have today.
Look, if I'm Victor Suarez heading into halftime, I think it's going to be important for Panama to continue to stay organized, much as they've done for many, many moments in the second half. I think they've got to focus on marking in the box, always know where Khadijah Shaw is, and then pick and choose their moments to commit numbers forward, take risks going in attack, and seeing if they can't make the most of them.
A bit of defending for the Jamaicans to do. Shaw is back there. Use her height. Situation. Low shot comes in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated that there will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time for the chat.
Only heard it over the PA system. 2 added minutes.
And I'm not mad at that shot, given the surface, given the rainy conditions. You test Sydney Schneider, and you can see Natalia Mills was right there looking to follow up should she bobble the ball.
Shaw. And Castillo not away properly. It comes to Brown. Just for a fleeting moment, it looked on for her. Defending with authority here, Panama. It was Cayenne. Flash up of Mills. Seems to have the situation under control. But asking questions of her defenders, and I think with good cause. Jodie Brown was hovering.
Jodie Brown's been a real bright spot for Jamaica on the right flank, but also in front of goal in that last opportunity. Hugh Menzies has talked about the opportunity for Jamaica in terms of opening up time and resources and money should they be able to qualify for the World Cup. I think players like Jody Brown and getting more time and experience on the field will enable them to put their athleticism with better tactics, better techniques, better opportunities in front of goal.
Dominic Bond Flasher apparently was a forward in her younger days. Laguna Niguel, California. Very much an attack-minded fullback nowadays. Shaw.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
The omnipresent Khadija Shaw. In the way of Panama. Catherine Nesbitt, the assistant referee, thought about it for a moment or two. We've had the 2 additional minutes. Half-time. In the rain in Frisco, Texas, Khadija Bunny Shaw with the 1 goal of record. It might turn out to be the goal that propels Jamaica to the Women's World Cup in France. We'll have first half analysis and we'll look ahead to the title game between the USA and Canada in a moment. Stay with us on FS2. 2 countries who have never before made it to the Women's World Cup. Panama and Jamaica. As we get ready for the start of the second half, it is 1-0 to the Reggae Girls of Jamaica. The goal from Khadija Shaw, expertly finished off after they crossed from Jody Brown. And Panama have a lot on their plate, Danielle Slater.
Well, Jamaica needs to continue to stay on the front foot in the second half. They've got 45 minutes to go, but they can't just simply play defense for 45 minutes. On the flip side, Panama, they've got to make sure that defensively they stay condensed, and on attack they really need to manage the tempo. Jamaica's been good in transition. How can Panama get a hold of the ball, pick and choose those moments to send numbers forward and get chances in attack?
There will be Jamaica going from left to right in this second half. Frisco, Texas, the venue. And Jamaica began the brighter side. Panama did grow into the game a bit. Jody Brown immediately sees that she has taken up an offside position. You have just come in. As we look at Hugh Menzies, the coach of Jamaica, for the winning team in this third place playoff. An automatic place, France 2019. For the losers, still the opportunity. So they would go to a 2-legged playoff with Argentina, the third best team in CONMEBOL, South America. 2 matches to be played next month. Still a few loose ends to be tied up on the World Cup qualifying front. Mills in the centre for Panama, but Dominic Bond Flasher ran it well enough. He's delivered his half-time team talk, Victor Suarez. 4 of Panama's 5 goals in this tournament coming in the second half. They've been pretty tight defensively after the break. Riley making the run for Panama, trying to pull it back. Mills is there, tight angle. Schneider tried to make it difficult for Natalia Mills. Productive start to the half from Panama.
Well done by Panama to get in behind. That's not something you do often against Jamaica. And then I like the decision by Mills to make this near post run. Schneider does well to stay big and come out and smother that ball, but Mills and Riley look to keep it together and combine.
Out in the way of each other, the 2 players that time. Son and Riley. Castillo. Just pick her out as a key player for Panama. Plummer having to get involved defensively, and then to scoop it up is Sydney Schneider. Well, I'm sure Victor Suarez was happy enough with that last move. Brown doing her best to control the ball. Pins on. Quintero. There's a good understanding with Lauri Batista in the centre of midfield. Murillo. Plummer was onto it straight away for Jamaica. Passes from Cox and now Mills. She can be dangerous from this position. Fancy footwork from Mills, but no end product again for Panama.
Well, I wanted her to strike it with her left foot there, but she cuts it back in and just refuses to use that left foot. But you can see glimpses of the tactical awareness of Panama looking to possess and then play those little slip passes in behind. Mills couldn't make the most of it there.
A couple of warning shots. And in Jamaica's direction. Certainly cannot get complacent. 1-0 they lead.
Well, I think part of the improbable runs we see from both of these sides is the fact that they have coaches who have managed this tournament well, said the right things at halftime, organized their teams at the right moments. Victor Suarez certainly seems to have done that at halftime here.
These players coming flying out of the box. It's Maria Murillo, the throw for Panama. 1 year and 7 days on from the Panama men's team qualifying for the World Cup, the men's World Cup for the first time. Unforgettable moment for Torres, goal against Costa Rica. 10th of October 2017.
Should Panama, the women, qualify, I don't know that the president would make it a national holiday, but huge movement forward for the Panamanian women.
It was delightfully done by Cox, and it's Mills. All the way through again. I used to say it shouldn't be a national holiday.
Should.
If they do it.
Absolutely should.
The time wasting there, Victor Suarez. Dominic Bonflasha.
And I don't think that Jamaica can get into that mode at this point of the game. I still think you've got 30 minutes you've got to play before you can shift there.
Brilliant stuff from Khadija Shaw. And Blackwood, so near. Tanisha Blackwood, tail end of the mode, just clipping the outside of the post, but this was down to Bunny Shaw.
Bunny Shaw looking to turn provider. She gets her head up and picks out Blackman at the right post, at the far post, just not able to sneak that one inside, but good little transition moment by Jamaica.
Now Mills for Panama. Was keen to get her on the ball when they can, and it's opening up for Riley. Didn't initially have options inside the area. Riley. Riley had moved over from her central defensive position to try to deal with the threat. This was by Quintero. Keep the ball moving here, Panama. Raquel. Castillo was over there. The game to Cox. Standing firm. She really is the ultimate outball, isn't she? Khadija Shaw. Brown. Swetman didn't quite get there, but I think in midfield was Washington. Silva.
And room on both flanks for both teams to be able to exploit if they can change it from side to side quickly. Both Panama and Jamaica defensively are very condensed in the center of the park.
It was always going to be Bailey's ball. Confident catch by Yannick Bailey. For Panama, based on the first few minutes of this second half, and Mills didn't have the overdrive. Schneider doing the sweeping for Jamaica.
Panama's been organized, and they've held the ball quite a bit here at the beginning of the first half. I think they need to continue to stick to that game plan. I think moving the ball from side to side, possessing the ball, and trying to beat Jamaica with numbers and combination play is going to be the key for them getting back into this game.
A bit of discomfort there, Maria Murillo. Go off the bench for a second here. Murillo, the outside defender.
See if we can take a look.
Jody Brown back in action. He was involved in that last incident. Be a goal kick.
But the youngster Jody Brown continues to find a way up this right flank, just playing in little pockets of space and then using her speed and athleticism. She's not tap dancing on the ball. She's taking those big, long touches and then looking to get in behind with her pace.
I think the sky is the limit for Jody Brown. Her age, she brings to this Jamaica national team. Shaw, balance. Bailey falls on it, turned by Yomera Pinzon. Rio is going to return to the fold, yes.
Well, you mentioned Jody Brown and the sky being the limit. I think the next evolution for her is the ability to make smart decisions and her technical and tactical side of the ball. If she can layer that in with her physical speed, I think she's got a real bright future. And you can look at Khadijah Shaw as an example. She's got into the college game, and you've seen her make that evolution in that step. She's not just a physical player, but she's somebody who makes right choices in front of goal.
Talking of someone making the right choice, Konya Plummer stepping in again, efficiently for Jamaica. It's given away by Dominic Fletcher. Teno. Plummer. Draped all over Carla Riley. Opposing defender, Konya Plummer. Is that to Jamaica at all youth levels? Shaw. Blackwood. Disappointing end to that move. I think Blackwood knows it. Icy stare from Bonnie Shaw. Wanted it back. Washington's pass to Bon Flasher. Mills. Influential in the 2-0 win over Mexico, Natalia Mills. Washington and Shaw, however, grinds to a halt offside. Khadijah Shaw.
Khadijah Shaw just hovering along that back line. Giselle Washington does well, gets her head up here, and just a tad offside. That one isn't off by much. That's where Khadijah Shaw's going to make her money, though, living on the edge of that restraining line, and then also too looking to come back and help her team possess. I think she's been even better at that with back to goal. When Jamaica has looked to clear the ball, she's been the one who has won that ball, won that clearance, so it doesn't come right back down Jamaica's throat, and Panama can't gain momentum.
Still just the one goal in this contest, and it came courtesy of Khadijah Shaw. Mills for Panama. Cox something with Mills. Alison Swaby with the clearance. Cox receives it from Quintero. Ball in there. Swaby was put to work. Murillo. The other players almost seem to stop. Got the idea. Washington Sometimes the big boot is what's required. Came from Blummer that time. Thunderous clearance.
But I like Panama taking some risks, sending numbers forward. We saw Murillo left back getting involved in the attack. And you've got to think we've got to see some substitutions here soon from Victor Suarez.
This could be interesting. For Jamaica on the back foot, and it's Mills. Look out for it once again. I wonder at times she over-elaborate a bit.
Yeah, I mean, she's put herself in such good positions so often throughout the course of this match, but just that final touch, that final execution hasn't been there.
Shaw. She was tripped by Quintero, the 16-year-old. Free kick here for Jamaica.
Aldridge Quintero, she's been a real solid presence in midfield for me, for Panama throughout the course of the tournament. Hasn't had as much of a presence in this game, and I think Panama is struggling because of it. She's somebody who really does help the back line in recovery and also help be that connector from the back to the front in midfield.
Potential targets. There's Shaw amongst them. Will be Lauren Silva, the left back. Left-footed Silva. Bailey takes care of the situation. Getting close on ball. That's by Cox. Did Jamaica overcommit slightly? Set piece, Swetman was full of running. It's a terrific work ethic. Free kick to Jamaica, it is, inching towards the hour mark. Here on the Texan rain, and Panama in need of a bit of inspiration in the final third.
And perhaps Lenit Cedeno is somebody who can provide that spark. She scored the second goal for Panama against Mexico. So someone who can put the ball in the back of the net. Panama does need to go after and search for a goal.
This one is going Panama's way. Swetman, the guilty party. State Seminole, University of Oregon.
It's a high line for me, the back line of Jamaica. Sydney Schneider has been pretty conservative on set pieces in her starting position, so perhaps a measure of space for Panama to look to play into. Quality service here.
Let's see. Martha Cox. Miles out. It's a moment she would love to have back. Acknowledging that. To Cox. National Soccer Hall of Fame, the new National Soccer Hall of Fame, Frisco, Texas. Danielle,
it's big.
Forward to attending this weekend.
I'm
big day for you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Deserved. Taking down the camera, we have to mention our soccer colleague.
Yes.
This big day as well.
Brad Friedel, former Fox colleague as well, now with the New England Revolution.
The old headquarters used to be in New York State, Oneonta, New York.
I've seen some pictures. It looks like there's some really good images and history of the game in this country, so I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Absolutely. 17 minutes into the second half. Like handball. Lauren Silva. Parents, both marathon runners. Sheena never stops.
That explains how she can get up and down that sideline all day.
Endurance, certainly part of her game. And Mills with the feed. And looking for something, but it was never going to be on. So Swaby covering up for Jamaica. This was the incident inside the box as down went Riley.
Caroline Chenard was having none of that. Very well positioned there to see that. Very clear decision. She wasn't convinced at all.
Flasher. For sure. Caen. The frustration there, Hilary Caen.
And it can't be understated how much work Khadija Shaw has done defensively to help Jamaica maintain possession. You've got to love it when your forwards are willing to do the work defensively, willing to help your team keep possession and not just be interested in putting the ball in the back of the net.
Yannick Bailey shouting out the instructions. It's going to be Lauren Silver again. This free kick, similar position. The last one. In there by Silva. Shrill whistle of Caroline Chenard. Does Panama get on with it? At the moment, Jamaica stand to go to the Women's World Cup for the first time ever. Panama would have to settle for a two-legged playoff with Argentina. Still time and scope for the situation to be turned on its head. It's been a better Panama in the second half. Riley and Castillo. Well, to keep that in play. Rangel. Turn around against Von Flasher. Fine piece of defending by Dominique Von Flasher for Jamaica.
She does so well there just to put her body in between the ball and the Panamanian attacker. But Panama, I like how they're using that width on the right side. I think they need to continue to look for that in these final 25 minutes.
Mentioned earlier the new league they've got going in Panama, under-23 league, with provision for 4 overage players in each team. Difficulties in the past with travel times, a general lack of structure to put things right. A few people sit up and take notice of them at this tournament.
That's part of what making it to a World Cup can do. It really can open doors and open eyeballs, if you will, bringing attention to your team and the progress and the leagues in your country for the women's side.
Short bundle to the ground by Batista. Free kick here for Jamaica.
Set piece opportunities are huge in tight games. Very central opportunity for Jamaica here, but I'd like to see service as opposed to a shot. If they decide to go with a shot, I think it's the follow-up that becomes critical with a little bit of a slick surface. Should Bailey not be able to hold on to it, getting to that rebound is going to be critical for either side.
You can imagine why they might want to test Bailey with a long shot on Silva. That's not going to test anyone. Disappointing from Lauren Silva. Dortmund fan in attendance here in Frisco, Texas. To those of Jamaica and Mills for Panama. Now what's the referee spotted? The infringement. Von Flasher gone sliding across. Mills pointing out, in her view anyway, should be more than just a free kick.
Mills wants a yellow card. And I think this is a good decision by Caroline Chenard. Von Flasher doesn't have any interest in going to the ball there. She's trying to shield off Mills in the hope that Schneider can come in and snap that one up. But good decision by Caroline Chenard.
Schneider Just making the necessary adjustments to her walk. They need something magical. It's on. Standing over it for Panama. Giving it a go. Couldn't keep the shot down. No concerns for Sydney Schneider.
We've talked about the importance of set piece, or I've mentioned the importance of set pieces, but neither team able to make the most of these. So many service just skying either high to the right or to the left of the goal. That's an area where these teams can take advantage of, and neither Jamaica nor Panama has made the most of the set pieces opportunities that they've earned.
I think it's very fair comment, Danielle. 1-0 to Jamaica. Khadija Shaw scoring that goal will it prove to be the ticket to France. Blackwood. Side and Shaw with a header. Insufficient punches from Khadija Shaw. Defensive play from Blackwood on the left.
Khadija Shaw again entirely unmarked in the box. If you're 2 yards away, you might as well be 20 yards away when you're that close to goal. Panama must do better to take a look over her shoulder and get right touch tight right next to her so she can't have her way and entirely pick out where she wants to head that ball.
Flasher. Born in New York. A Polish citizen as well as qualifying for Jamaica. Polish through her father. We're going to find out a lot about both sets of players as we approach the final 20 minutes. Should they be even after 90 minutes, it would go to extra time. And penalties of level after that. I did wonder at what stage the teams might go to their respective benches. Jamaica are going to introduce Ashley Shim. So again, Shaw was trying to do the playmaking for Jamaica. Cox. The chase was on. Now, was there a foul there? Apparently not by Swaby.
And I just don't think that's the answer for Panama. I'd like to see them make 1 or 2 extra passes. I don't think that that transition and that quick ball in behind is going to be the speedy back line of Jamaica.
Shortly who Ashley Shim is coming on for. Trying to get Cox and Radgal and Mills on the ball whenever they can. Panama. Plummer. No nonsense clearance from Konya Plummer. Castillo to throw it back in play for Panama.
As you mentioned, Derek, there is a bit of that safety net and that the loser of this game will go on to play Argentina in a 2-leg playoff for the last remaining spot to the World Cup. But Panama, I think that they need to take more risks here. I think they need to send numbers forward. I'd like to see a substitution and really have a spark into the game from Victor Suarez. You got to go after it in this moment. There's nothing to lose.
Shaw. Didn't work out in terms of the pass finally. Brown for Von Flasher. Need a good ball here. They don't get one. Possibilities inside the box. Jamaica, just like that, win the ball again. Lover from the back. Sweatman. Maybe got more than she could chew. So Sweatman. Plummer. And now Schneider to get the pass off accurately. Brown not holding back against Murillo. Once again, the intervention for Jamaica. It falls for Shaw. Ubiquitous Khadija Shaw. Attempted that time by Blackwood. They need to pay attention defensively. Jamaica, it's Mills for Panama. The equaliser. 1-1. Natalia Mills. Not so fast, Jamaica. Panama have other ideas.
Well, Captain Natalia Mills times this perfectly, and it's not often you can get in behind Jamaica, but she doesn't get the whole separation. She doesn't beat one flaca. She gets her head up, takes that shot. All you need is a slight window, and she makes the most of this window. She uses the inside of that right foot, goes for finesse over power, beating Sydney Schneider to the far post. Natalia Mills has been hovering on that offside line for the entire 74 minutes, and she makes the most of that opportunity there.
Well, they've been waiting to make this substitution, Jamaica. And it does happen now. Silva bids goodbye to the game. On comes Ashley Shea.
This is going to take a shift in focus for Jamaica because they've been leading for much of this game. They're thinking, okay, we're getting close to this 75, 80-minute mark. How can we start to see this game out? Do we start to make some defensive changes? And now they've got to shift and go after scoring another goal and putting it in the back of the net. This is where leadership, this is where Konya Plummer, this is where some of that experience that Jamaica has had playing for college games and in the United States really could come into play.
We said it earlier, there have been a second half side, Panama, at this tournament. 5 of their 6 goals coming after the break. Mills. With real confidence now, Panama. Said earlier, wouldn't go to extra time. Where the sides level after 90 minutes. Walter Cox will play on despite the fact that Quintero was on the ground. Mills playing it to Rangel. Riley's waiting at the centre. There is Sydney Schneider. Quintero. What was going on was winding at agony. Left shoulder. A chance for everyone to catch the breath, Danielle.
I can barely catch my breath right here. This is exciting. World Cup berth is on the line. As we take a look at the contact here by Quintero. You mentioned immediately holding on to that left shoulder. But a good look at the toughness here by Panama. A team really that can weather the storm, can be resilient, can have goals scored on them, can be kind of pummeled and really weathering all of the high pressure that teams have been throwing at them throughout the course of this tournament, and yet still find a way to keep that confidence, keep that faith. And look at this, they've tied it 1-1.
Panama are going to make a change. This juncture, Lynette Cedeno, you mentioned her earlier, Danielle. 17-year-old, and that will be it for Carla Riley in this game.
Cedeno is somebody who, she covers a bit more ground than Riley, so look for her to really play in that high position. I'll be interested to see how this shifts Mills and where she plays off of Cedeno, who typically has been that high number 9 target for Panama.
Cedeno scored in the 2-0 win over Mexico. A real show of solidarity from the Jamaican players during that brief injury stoppage. All got together in a huddle. I'm sure they're on the same page. side. The place of silver earlier. Shim, the FIU banker, international, spells in Germany and Sweden as well. Spy Cox, offside flag has gone up. Just as Cedeno touched it. We always thought this was going to be a pretty tight, tense affair, Danielle.
Yeah, a very evenly contested match. I think the teams have gone about it in different tactics and in different strategies. I think Jamaica has wanted to rely on using the whiff, trying to break lines in the organization of Panama and get Khadija Shaw involved. But Panama has done well to stay organized and just stay nice and steady and never lose faith that their possession and that their technique and tactics could keep them in this match.
Really done by Cedeno. Cox now for Panama. Super ball! And the chance was there for Rangel to finish it. Held by Schneider. Greatly improved Panama in the second half.
Well, Kanea Rangel's movement has impressed me throughout the course of this game, and she can't quite get the contact she's looking for, but that absolutely is the right run to the near post, darting in front of the Jamaican defender. Very well timed there.
Speed at the moment, to an extent, Panama. The wind at their back. By that goal, equalising goal scored by Mills, but here come the Jamaicans. Asher faded out of the game a bit in the second half. Shim. Shaw. And the veer into position. Lined up the shot. Khadija Bunny Shaw. Attacking possibilities were there for Panama.
Panama seems to be on the front foot, especially confident right now after having scored the goal and the equalizer by Natalia Mills. Conversely, Jamaica feels a little bit rattled. They've lost their tempo, they've lost their rhythm. They've got to make sure that they focus on the small details and not let the pressure of the moment in this game get to them.
Over the USA and Canada face each other later. They beat on the camera. They whacked out into that game. Mills. On the block by Plummer. Prepared to put her body on the line. Ground forward. Misplaced pass. Flasher. The idea was to give it to Khadija Shaw. Together more confident. The belief is back. Got a piece, if you have just joined us here on FS2, a highly significant confrontation. The winners of this game will go automatically to the Women's World Cup in France next year. That will be a first for either Panama or Jamaica. Losers of this game facing two-legged playoff meeting with Argentina. Rangel busting into the area, was missed by Cedeno, and Mills unable to snap onto it thanks to Von Flasher. Pure tension this. Asher. Shim taking on Castillo. Successful burst it was. Now where was the infringement? Just outside the box, I think. Catherine Castillo sees yellow as a result of that mistimed tackle.
Late in the game, this game beginning to turn into a bit of a track meet. And oh, that's inside the box. That should have been a penalty kick. She makes contact clearly inside that line.
Well, Anne Chedard, the referee doesn't have VAR to help her out. Viewing it again quite clearly inside the area. All the Jamaican players choosing to make a fuss over it.
One opportunity here for Jamaica, and quality serve service is the first key to making the most of this set piece.
Khadija Shaw. He was at the ready. So the quality of delivery at set plays, not the greatest from Jamaica.
Ladies and gentlemen, your
Best for
attention,
either
please.
team.
A yellow card has been issued to
As we take
Panama
a look
player number
back
4,
here, can see
Castillo, in the 83rd
Chip
minute.
inside the box, Castillo making contact just inside that white line. Carol Ann misses that one. That should have been a penalty kick for Jamaica.
We've said it before, we say it again, Danielle. We very much hope that VAR will be part of the narrative at the Women's World Cup in France next summer. No decision has been made on that front.
And we're not the only ones saying it. You've heard it out of players. You've heard it out of the United States. On the coaching side, Jill Ellis making comments as well. It's an important piece of the game that needs to be implemented for the World Cup.
One goal apiece. This third place playoff of the Concacaf Women's Championship. More significant, the two participants here, a place in France at stake. Who's going to reach out and grab it? Sedenio. It's going to be a throw to Jamaica. Washington controlling it. Mills. Make something happen was Maria. Brown. The challenge picked out here by Pinzon, and a yellow card. She'll probably consider it was a good yellow to have taken.
And yellow, and perhaps even a red, depending on where she was on the field, given the fact that she was so close to being the last defender. But we see Jody Brown and Natalia Mills making contact here. Take a look at this foul on Khadija Shaw. Don't have really great context as to where it was on the pitch. Certainly a yellow card, though, in that case.
The denial of a clear goal-scoring chance, but a yellow, promising avenue of attack, certainly. Flasher. Contemplating the free kick. Dominic Von Flasher. Bailey watches. There's a real pressure from Shaw. The whistle comes to the aid of Yenit Bailey.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. A yellow card has been issued to Panama player number 5, Yomira Pinzon, in the 85th minute.
Yenit Bailey clearly in some pain, but very courageous and strong. Makes the right decision to go up with 2 fists, punching that away. Khadija Shaw certainly has the height advantage in that circumstance, but Bailey does well to read this, uses her feet well, and gets the power that she needs, despite the contact that Shaw was providing.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Today's attendance is 1,537.
A little bit shaken up, Yenit Bailey. She did pick up an injury in the first half. We wondered if she was going to be able to carry on. Brown, the wriggling, the ball at her feet. First half, Khadija Shaw goal cancelled out. And the second half, Natalia Mills strike for Panama. Pinzon's pass. She was the player cautioned just a minute or so ago. Kell and Cox and Mills gliding into the centre. It's looking less assured, you've got to say, Jamaica, as the second half gets older. The cards are coming thick and fast now. Here's the latest one.
nothing here. Don't give away anything. Hey, Chidi.
Roland Chenard, the referee from Canada, taking the name of Jody Brown. Kicked it away.
She won't make that decision when she's 26. Just a little more experience needed there.
Let's win it. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. The yellow card has been issued to Jamaica player number 10,
But this game really has been the story of two different halves. Jamaica dominating the first half, Panama fighting their way back in the second half, gaining confidence and momentum in the second.
Nothing here. Nothing here, G.
Was taken by Blackwood. Moving, it appears, towards extra time in Frisco, Texas. I think they have the appropriate gear on to deal with the rain.
And I would have said, coming into the game, that extra time would have suited Jamaica a little bit more fit, been able to really focus on their level of fitness in preparation for this tournament. Hugh Menzies has talked about that, but Panama playing very well and confidently in this second half. I would give the nod to them in the final overtime period, should it get that way.
Brown really trying to put the wind up. Pins on. There's a corner here to Jamaica in the final minute of the 90. Sweatman, Swaby getting forward for the set piece. It's going to be Blackwood, actually left-footed player, trying to swing this one in. Actually the short corner. See if the approach works for them. It's played in for Jamaica by Bon Flasher.
And if the service can be better, Khadija Shah has a real opportunity. She continues to be entirely unmarked inside the 6-yard box.
Right on 90 minutes now, and Bailey.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth contestant.
No real problems for her. And a minimum of 3 added minutes if they're still level after that extra time.
Kenneth Bailey again, confident, bobbles that one a bit, but no real pressure or follow-up by Jamaica. Simple save for the young goalkeeper.
Two teams who were considered to be amongst the outsiders going into this Concacaf Women's Championship. One will make it automatically to the Women's World Cup in France next year. It'll be new territory for Panama or Jamaica. Both sides have put so much into this game, they might have to get ready for 30 minutes more.
You've got to dig a little deeper in the well. Hugh Menzies said coming into this game, though, that this is more than just football. It's about providing opportunities, not just in the game, but for all women in their country, and really starting to open doors and open the perception of people in Jamaica. The same can be said for Panama as well.
That's absolutely true. Asher has lost her balance. Nobody wants to be the player to make a huge mistake at this juncture. Menzies shortly have to get his players ready for 2 periods of extra time. Flasher, Sweatman. Swabbling a bit here, Shaw. He made their way to the ball. A bad pass, as it turned out, in the general direction of Brown. Who knows, that might be it in terms of chances in the 90 minutes. Shaw just seemed to pull up a bit just before she made her way to the ball seconds ago. The reflections on what we've seen so far, Danielle?
Well, it's been what we expected, or what I expected. An evenly contested match, a tight game, but it's been the tale of two halves. Jamaica really dominating in the first, using Jody Brown at the width and Khadijah Shaw. And then in the second half, it's been about Panama gaining confidence, gaining momentum, and Natalia Mills putting it in the back of the net, getting behind the back line of Jamaica.
Ball flusher. Controlling it, Quintero. Batista by her side. Here for Castillo. And the 3 added minutes. Panama and Jamaica will go to extra time. We are none the wiser in terms of which one of these two countries will win a guaranteed place in the Women's World Cup. Mills with the equaliser after Shaw had scored in the first half.
Well, it's been about Khadijah's shot. I think she's going to be a key for Jamaica in this overtime period. And on the flip side for Panama, it's going to be about them collectively sending numbers forward, continuing to get numbers involved in attack. And then, as you mentioned, Derek, it's about making sure that you don't make any silly mistakes that the other team can capitalize upon.
Fear not, you'll not miss a minute of action. We'll be staying with it here on FS2. Panama 1, Jamaica 1 in Frisco, Texas, and extra time is coming up. It was always going to be a strong possibility, and now Panama and Jamaica will go to extra time. Only one of these two countries can make it automatically to the FIFA Women's World Cup next summer. But which one? Jamaica scored first through Khadijah Shaw in the first half. That goal cancelled out by Natalia Mills in the second for Panama. It's going to be Jamaica to kick off the first period of extra time. They'll be attacking the goal to our left. Once again rely on Khadijah Shaw for goal-scoring inspiration. Referee Carol Ann Chenard just waiting for the all-clear to begin this first period of extra time. Cold, wet evening in Frisco, Texas. So Panama and Jamaica, the drama continues. They ended the second half, the stronger of the two teams. Mills gets on the ball. Derek Ray here with Danielle Slayton. Danielle, what are you expecting in extra time?
Well, I'm expecting much of what we saw in the second half. As you mentioned, Panama had momentum, had more of the ball in the second 45. But do keep in mind that Jamaica did earn what we thought should have been a penalty in that second half. So a mistake by the referee there and a missed opportunity for Jamaica.
Certainly a big talking point. Came in from Castillo. Further review, clearly inside the box. Here's Mills. Entertainer. By Quintero, not quite what she had in mind. Jody Brown for Jamaica. Here's Bonnie Shaw. Keeps going. Takes the ball. The challenge was a good one by Pinzon. And a goal toppling over.
And fatigue could play a factor in the remaining moments of this overtime period. Keep in mind that these women have played 5 games in less than 2 weeks. So getting a hold of the ball, having the ball do a bit of the work, could play a key role. It's a strategy that I would look to employ in this overtime period.
Rangel was about to take it. Come from seemingly nowhere. This tournament. Announcing themselves to a wider public. Mind you, the same can be said of Jamaica.
coming into the championships, I did not anticipate the third place match to be these two teams. I think the early departure of Mexico and Costa Rica, both of whom were in the 2015 World Cup, were what I expected to see in this game.
These two countries had something to say about both Mexico and Costa Rica. By Radgal. It's by Plummer. Was flinging herself at the ball. Brown. Bond flasher. Cedeno. Chip for Panama. Cedeno, the 17-year-old. Members of the Panama squad, under 20. Mills. Batista. Here's Castillo. Very straightforward for Alison Swaby. Shaw on the move. Mr. Castillo, she tried to get there. Chip. Came on for silver in the second half with Blackwood dropping back.
And that seems to be a potential recipe for Jamaica. Can Khadija Shaw come back into the midfield, look to face up, and then have wide players running off of her, the likes of Jody Brown or Ashley Shim, to add numbers in attack?
Sydney Schneider. Very technically sound throughout this Concacaf Women's Championship.
Sydney Schneider, she's a goalkeeper at UNC Wilmington. So not only has she missed a tremendous amount of time to play in this tournament and the Caribbean preliminaries.
Oh, and a breakdown at the back from Panama is proud for Jamaica. The Reggae Girls lead again. Bailey couldn't prevent the goal. Well, have we just witnessed the decisive moment? We shall see. 16-year-old Jody Brown for the Reggae Girls.
Well, watch Jody Brown. She's at the top of your screen, and she's just hovering. A poor clearance by Panama. Looks like legs could be playing a role. Fatigue certainly a factor. And then Jody Brown. Yeneth Bailey's going to want that one back. Just can't cover that near post. Simple finish by the young winger. Like you said, Derek, this could be history in the making.
Very well might be. 2-1 Jamaica. Will that be the goal to propel Jamaica to the first ever Women's World Cup? No team from the Caribbean has ever been at the finals prior to this year. Maybe they have another goal in the future. Jamaica, sure. She couldn't get the better of Yeneth Bailey. They had the lead earlier in the game, Jamaica. They were ahead for so long. Panama got to bounce back, and now the Panamanians have to do it all over again.
Next one, buddy, we get it.
Schneider in no great rush.
We were talking a bit about Sydney Schneider before, and the fact that she had to miss so much schooling, not only for this tournament and the Caribbean preliminary tournament, but also at UNC Wilmington dealing with Hurricane Florence. Their school shut down for 2-3 weeks, so a very, very challenging fall for Sydney Schneider, but she's got to build confidence from the fact that her team is just a few moments away from potentially making it to their first ever World Cup.
This effort from Cox for Panama. Schneider didn't have to think about it at all, Danielle.
That's Kanya.
7 minutes into the first period of extra time. 15-minute periods. Can Jamaica hold on to what they have? And what they have is gold right now. Batista. The defending was Shim.
Well, Jamaica needs to continue to get good pressure on the ball. They need to stay condensed, shift side to side, and then they need to hold the ball and possess it. Can they make Panama chase? On the flip side, Panama needs the ball. You need the ball to be able to score. So can they get possession? They've done it in the second half in particular. But can they then look to continue to send numbers forward and make the most of their chances?
Brown. Oh, the confidence of youth. It's hard to believe that she's doing what she's doing at the age of 16. The tumble, Asher here. Jamaican free kick. It's going to be a Jamaican substitution.
Why do you take it?
For Marlo Sweatman. Leanna Patterson to come on. Bolster the defence a bit. Sweatman will be a spectator the rest of the way.
Toriana Patterson, typically a central defender for Jamaica, so we'll see if this changes anything in terms of formation for Hugh Menzies, or if Patterson slots into that defensive center mid role that Marlo Sweatman typically plays.
Patterson from Yorktown Heights, New York, Westchester County. Shaw and Shim, just to get the shot on, but not hit with the requisite accuracy. Followed by Pinzon. Blackwood was onto it. Pinzon again for Panama. Castillo came off Ashley Shim. It's Panama's turn to go to the bench. Vika Hernandez, a goal scorer, in the place of Marta Cox. There's the 19-year-old, the Golden Boot. She made MVP in 2017 in the local league in Panama. 36 goals in all matches, 33 in the regular season, playing for Chorrillo at the time. I mentioned earlier the league that's been growing in stature.
Coming into this game, Hugh Menzies said that the tactics and strategy to break down Panama was going to be to keep possession when they could, use the width and try to break down the lines of Panama, and then use their athleticism to take advantage. On both of the goals that they've scored, they've done just that.
Let the heads drop, Jamaica. Into extra time they had perhaps been outplayed at the end of the second 45 for much of the second half. Altogether improved Panama. 2-1 here to Jamaica here in the end of the first period of extra time. Shaw protecting the ball was Quintero. Easy meet for Plummer. Swirling around, feed it down the touchline. Shaw. Flasher. Goes Brown. decision goes against Jodie Brown. She's her name up in lights, potentially.
You can see the speed of play has certainly slowed on both sides of the ball for both of these teams. Panama, though, they've got to be the ones to try to pick up that pace, try to move the ball more quickly. They're the ones seeking an equalizer.
They felt the pressure, but remained calm. Asher, Jamaica. It's going to be a Jamaican throw-in.
Hey, Dende. 10 bombs is going to the right to Bernie. We need to play through her. 10 bombs.
Brown. Flasher's pass. Hell, a bit. The pain as that was developing. It's been awarded to Panama. Play to her immediately, but didn't have much choice.
She's like, I'm hobbling. Find somebody else in a white jersey. Yes, sorry.
Just getting in the way of each other. Two players, Quintero and Pinzon. Getting away with the ball that time for Jamaica was Patterson. Brown. Real pace and daring. The ability to beat her opponent on the flank.
And those 16-year-old legs still find a way to downshift and get at the back line of Panama. A real bright spot and a real bright future for Jodie Brown on that right flank.
What a story it would be. She were to represent her country at the Women's World Cup. More than 15 minutes away from that tantalising prize.
Thank you.
The players having to strain every sinew. Extra time as we are. See how much time is added on by the Canadian referee, Carol Angenard. There's the answer to the question. 2-1 to Jamaica. And Jodie Brown, the 16-year-old, grabbing the goal. Now, can they keep the lead, Danielle?
Well, that's the big question. I mean, we've talked about the athleticism of Jamaica. We've talked about the technique and tactics of Panama. But in these final 15 minutes, it's really about mentality. It's about digging down. It's about not getting lost in the moment and taking care of the details. If Jamaica, to see the game out. If you're Panama, to try to find a way to equalize.
Just trying to send words of inspiration to the Jamaican players. Hugh Menzies, Paul Donaldson, Andrew Price, the members of the coaching staff. And Panama have really got to do this the hard way now.
And the goal scored by Jamaica, I mean, we want to give credit to Jodie Brown for her finish and for her putting it in the back of the net. But it wasn't a sophisticated attack by Jamaica. It wasn't stellar tactics. It was a mistake at the back, a poor clearance by Panama that Jamaica was able to capitalize on.
Well, that's absolutely right, Danielle. The Jamaicans aren't complaining. Leo for Panama. Towards Mills. Quite bringing the ball under control. Some Swaby back to Sydney Schneider. Yellow Asher. Swaby. Turn the throat of Castillo. Asher. Jamaica trying to get a few passes together. Asher waiting on the left. Shaw is jogging into the centre. Asher.
And an example of the game getting stretched and fatigue playing a factor is just how much time Asher has in midfield to be able to play.
Shim. Slipping as she tried to reach it. Such an important contest for both sides. We knew that going in. Third place in the Concacaf Women's Championship is one thing, but altogether more significant a place in the Women's World Cup. Who will go to France? At the moment, it stands to be Jamaica and not Panama. The losers of this match. Another go at it. Two-legged playoff meeting with Argentina, third best team in CONMEBOL, South America. Victor Suarez and his coaching staff, any highs in this tournament. It would be rather bitter to lose at this stage in this manner with a goal in extra time. Showed a terrific attitude in the second half of normal time. Can they produce in the second period of extra time?
Well, the only consolation is the fact that you still have that opportunity to play against Argentina. You still have a chance to punch your ticket to the World Cup. And I've got to say, there's not really a greater honor than getting to represent your country in a World Cup when it comes to international football.
There's an experienced campaigner coming on. Christina Chang. She might be the ideal player for the job. Seeing this out, off goes Asha. Christina Chang has been a mainstay of the national team for the years. Made her debut back in 2006. An interview actually with Christina Chang, which was recorded months ago online, in which she said, she declared at that point, we are going to France. Let's get the ball away. An auspicious start from Chang, and the shot from Rangel, ambitious from there.
Well, she's about 12 minutes from being correct. If Jamaica can hold on here. Perhaps a little bit of nerves, just trying to work herself into the game. But I like this decision by Hugh Menzies to make a substitution in the center of the midfield. The game is getting stretched, so it's important for Chang to be able to get good pressure on the ball. You don't want Panama to be able to serve that final slip pass in from the center of the park.
Panama need ideas in a hurry. Confusion there as they to take the throw. Using Murillo, they've got their substitute ready. Luis Angulo. The 17-year-old in this Panamanian team. Another forward to come on. Caen. Castillo. Once again with Hilary Caen. Mills. Jamaica trying to close ranks. In there for Jamaica. It's Patterson. Shaw. Good control.
She's just done that so well for Jamaica all game long. It's not always sexy, it's not always glamorous, but that is absolutely critical in maintaining and helping your team maintain possession.
Christina Chang, they caught betwixt and between. Goes to Bailey. Time is of the essence for Panama. Jamaica, who have never trailed in this third place playoff. Towards substitute Hernandez. Flasher. Substitution time. Put the intention who's just come on, Angulo.
Leading the game is number 3, Rio has
Gone off. The left-hand side of the defence. Now they've got to gamble, but it's a free kick here against Bonnie Shaw.
Victor Suarez looking to add numbers in attack, bringing in an attacking player for a defensive player, but also a young player in Angulo, not a ton of experience. Panama been playing with that young, naive confidence, if you will, as well as the idea of getting her some experience should they have to go play in the home and home against Argentina if they don't qualify here today.
The voice of Sydney Schneider, adjusting her defenders, and it's a long-range hit, an awkward one for the goalkeeper Schneider. He's on. Bounce just in front of Sydney Schneider. And she did her job. There's the corner. Tista was there. It's kicked by Pinzon. Play it goes. To concentrate. On let fly. Shaw and fouled quite clearly there. Cynically by Cain.
And this shot, it seemed to take a bit of a dip, a bit of a swerve. Sydney Schneider does well just to reach with both hands. So often you see a young goalkeeper who might look to make that save with just one hand, but very solid and secure reaching out with both there.
The game against Costa Rica, personal highlight reel as far as Sydney Schneider was concerned. Save after another, top notch. Mills goes to her initially, Fletcher, and then Brown. About 7 minutes plus stoppage time in which to come up with a goal. Themselves in with a chance. Guaranteed place. France 2019.
And Panama wants to play with urgency, but they've got to take care of the ball. They don't want to force things to the point at which they're not making the most of their chances or giving the ball away needlessly.
Diane's pass. Clever play by Angulo. Oh, and a mistake there from Sweden. And just like that, Panama have answered again. Linet Cedeno. Unbridled joy for Panama. Is it going to go all the way to penalties?
Well, look at Linet Cedeno. Again, tactics that aren't necessarily sophisticated, and this time a mistake at the back, a misclearance by Swaby, and Cedeno just has the calm, cool composure. She keeps her head down, gets this one on target. Sydney Schneider cannot come off of her line to be big enough and make contact with that play. Well done by Panama. They are a team that has never said die, and they continue to find a way to remain in the hunt and make it to World Cup France 2019.
Terrific attitude from Panama. And Cedeno with a goal that has made it 2-2. And it could well be. Take a penalty shootout to separate these two countries. One playing the guaranteed place. Next summer's Women's World Cup. Here's Jodie Brown. To move forward with menace. And the referee not at all interested in the shout for a penalty. Jamaica struggling to keep the ball. Swaby. She's got to pick herself up because it simply was her error. Going back to the Cedeno goal.
And you've got to give credit to Panama and just the heart that they have and the resilience they have to continue to come back not only once but twice in this game.
It's interesting. Nicole McClure is, of course, mostly experienced. Doing a bit of lingering up.
We'll see the decision that Hugh Menzies will make should this game go into penalty kicks.
Could be Nicole McClure and not Brittany Schneider.
You've got to think that just with the momentum, with the confidence that Panama has to come back late in this game and the play throughout the course of this tournament by Yeneth Bailey, I've got to lean in favor towards Panama.
It's got the feeling, looking at these Panama players, they believe they can grab a third. Twice behind, twice able to come back. Lama forward. Mills. The ball under control. Castillo. Down by Swaby for Jamaica. Try to move it. So the challenge came in. He blew her whistle. Anderson. That's always a test of mental fortitude. Comes to extra time and then penalties. McClure on standby. Jamaica, and it does go to a penalty shootout. We've seen this before from Yomera Pinzon. A long-range free kick, and Schneider gobbles that one up. Adjustments from Victor Suarez. 2-2 in Frisco, Texas. We've seen the Netherlands do this before in men's football at the World Cup. A specialist goalkeeper with the penalty shootout in mind. Shaw, they touch on the ball just then of Quintero.
But a huge opportunity, a corner kick set piece for Jamaica. Keep your eyes locked on number 11, Elijah Shaw.
There it is. Cindy Schneider, a 19-year-old goalkeeper. Makes way for Nicole McClure. 9 years her senior. This is penalty shootout related.
Leading the game is
A big move made by Hugh Menzies for Jamaica. Blackwood with the corner. Almost on 120 minutes. It was played in by Bon Flasher. Took a bit of a swerve. There's Yeneth Bailey. Fasten your seatbelts. Looks like penalties coming up, Danielle.
Well, I knew it was going to be an exciting day, and we were going to get to celebrate a team making it to the World Cup for the first time, but I did not expect for all of the fireworks that we've seen, and it seems like there could be more to come.
Right a minute. 1 minute to be added on. The second period of extra time. The run was made by Angulo. Two of the Jamaican players out there seem a little bit lost, a little bit down.
Yeah, I mean, the body language hasn't maybe been what you'd like to see going into a penalty kick shootout, but I think they've tasted being at the World Cup. They've envisioned it, perhaps let their mind go there when they needed to see this game out. And so they've got to quickly find a way to regroup yet again and see if they can't go ahead for a third time and an ultimate time.
A contest that has been utterly riveting. A tension-packed occasion. It was always going to be 1-1 after 90 minutes. Into extra time they went. Jamaica were to regain the lead. Panama coming back for a second time in this match. They continue to play. Mills for Panama. Trying to unsettle one flasher. Swept away by Alison Swaby. And that is all. They will go to penalties. Panama and Jamaica. 2-2 after 120 minutes. And now it comes down to who can withstand the pressure from the penalty spot. Remember, up for grabs, a place in the Women's World Cup in France in 2019.
Well, it was about 2 poor clearances, 1 for Jamaica and 1 for Panama, which is why we saw 2 goals here in extra time. And now we will see penalty kicks for a spot, as you mentioned.
Well, the first time a third-place playoff in this competition has gone to spot kicks. Who's it going to be? Will it be Jamaica or will it be Panama? We'll have all the action coming up. High drama in Frisco, Texas. It comes down to this. A penalty shootout to determine which one of these 2 countries will go to the Women's World Cup in France next year. Edith Bailey, the 17-year-old keeper, has written headline after headline for herself at this Concacaf Women's Championship. Meanwhile, for Jamaica, Nicole McClure has been the backup keeper, is now front and centre. She has been added to the equation. Sydney Schneider started the game with the more experienced McClure between the posts in this penalty shootout, and Panama electing to kick first. Statistics of shootouts generally point to the team going first having a sizable advantage, Daniel.
Yeah, and a gutsy decision by Hugh Menzies to make a substitution to his goalkeeper. Also, keep in mind that Edith Bailey did make a penalty kick save in the game against Mexico on Charlene Corral. So someone who has at least faced a penalty kick in recent games.
Carol Anginar just explaining to the 2 goalkeepers the procedures. Can't imagine that the 2 keepers have had a great deal of experience in terms of penalty shootouts, certainly not at international level. It's going to be Nicole McClure to face the first one, and it will be Pinzon for Panama. Yomera Pinzon, central defender, but let's fancy her chances when it comes to set pieces. We've seen her strike a couple of long-range free kicks. So the first penalty in the shootout, converted by Pinzon. 1-0 Panama.
And I like how Pinzon goes with power. A leader for Panama. She's someone who has worn the captain armband when Mills didn't have it. So I like this decision. A confident, cool, calm, collected leader and a confident finish by Pinzon.
So now it will be Blackwood, Denisha Blackwood for Jamaica. That long walk to the penalty spot. Attends the University of West Florida, Pensacola. Meanwhile, 17-year-old Yenit Bailey prepares to face the music. So much tension. Blackwood, similar to the Pinzon effort. 1-1.
Well, when your legs are tired, it's important to strike it well and strike it with a bit of power. Even though Blackwood decides to go with the inside of that foot, She gets good quality contact to the ball, and Bailey goes the opposite direction.
So here's the third penalty of this shootout. This one for Panama will be Erika Hernandez, prolific goal scorer in the Panamanian domestic league. Surprised to see Hernandez step up. Erika Hernandez on along the ground, that's the way to do it. 2-1 Panama.
Well, these women seem to be handling the pressure of the moment. A World Cup berth on the line. First time opportunity for either Panama or Jamaica so far. All of the penalty kick shooters have stepped up.
She didn't start the game, Ashley Shin. She came on as a substitute. Lauren Silva. She will be next to shoot for Jamaica. All about creating positive images in your mind at a time like this. Shin against Bailey. Everyone perfect so far in this penalty competition with so much riding on it.
Another good strike by Jamaica. So much on the line here for these young players. That's a confident finish to go right up Route 1 and right in the middle of the goal.
So the next penalty will be for Panama. It's going to be Lina Cedeno. She scored when it really mattered for Victor Suarez to make it 2-2. The second period of extra time. Lina Cedeno saved by Nicole McClure. How big can that be for Jamaica?
Well, there's not much that can replicate the pressure of this moment, both for the shooter and for the goalkeeper, but that's an easy finish. Or an easy save for McClure. She just holds her line, reacts there. Easy to parry that one away.
So 2-2 it remains, but Jamaica potentially have the advantage here. Let's see.
Now for Jamaica, number 6, Christina Chang.
The vastly experienced Christina Chang came on as a substitute. And Chang for Jamaica. Beautifully taken penalty. Now she can exhale. 3-2 Jamaica.
And that's a great strike by Chang. Perfectly placed to the corner. Bailey dives the right direction, but there's no way that she's going to save that one.
Relief, I'm sure, that is always part of it. Rangel will be next. Kenya Rangel. Mentioned earlier, the team shooting first. He has a big advantage. Statistics show 60% of penalty shootouts go the way of the team having first crack at it. Oh, that's a weak penalty from Rangel, and she knows it. McClure with her second save. And the Jamaicans getting ready to party.
Well, Rangel, she just doesn't strike this with the power that she needs. And when you've been running for 120 minutes, that perfect placement isn't always there. That fatigue sets in. And like it when players strike with power, Rangel doesn't do it in this moment. And this is the opportunity that Jamaica has worked so hard for.
Dominique Flasher. She will be the player with the chance to settle it. Deep breath. Von Flasher takes the high road. And guess what? Jamaica are going to the Women's World Cup for the first time ever. Jubilation on one side, despair on the other. The Reggae girls have done it.
Advances on penalties, 4-2.
Bonflasa putting this one away and sending Jamaica to the Women's World Cup for the first time in history. Hugh Menzies, he said this is about more than football. It's about being an inspiration for a country. They were willing to carry the weight of their country on their shoulders. They did it today. And congratulations to Jamaica, really setting the standard, paving the way, and creating some history.
Have to really feel for Panama, put so much into this. And it will take a long time, no doubt, for them to get over it. But their hopes have not been dashed completely, because they will face Argentina over 2 legs. Another chance for them to qualify for the World Cup. The sound of reggae will be audible across France in the summer of 2019. Jamaica will be there. And who would have thought that was even remotely possible just a few months ago? Nicole McClure, the goalkeeper, in the shootout, and Hugh Menzies certainly making the right call there to bring on his reserve goalkeeper. Don't forget the US and Canada coming up. FS1 for that, the title game. Well, thanks to Danielle Slayton, it has been an exhilarating contest. Panama go down on penalties. Jamaica the winners. They'll be in France next summer. From me, Derek Ray, it's goodbye.